Hi, this is Dorothy Fontaine with Supernatural Stories. Your Friday girl. Thank you for viewing me again. I appreciate it. And tonight's story is called The Shadow Man, and it's a spooky one. Okay, at the time I was still married, divorced now, but at the time I was married, and my husband and I were sitting home alone in our house. And I was in a reclining chair on one side of the room. In between me and him, he was sitting on a sofa across the room from me. And in the middle, on my left, was the fireplace. So above the fireplace, there was a TV. And that's why he was over there watching TV on the couch. And I was across the room on my recliner, and we were both watching TV quietly. Now, behind me, there was a wall, and behind that wall was a beautiful dining room. And because there was no one in the dining room, so all the lights were out in that room, and it was very dark in the dining room. So we're just watching TV, and all of a sudden, there was this shadow man, a figure of a man that looked like a dark gray shadow. He was about 6'4" tall and on the thin side. He came from the dining room. He came around and he slowly passed me. He didn't look at me. He slowly passed me. I couldn't see his face. He was just looked like a shadow. And he passed me, walked past the fireplace, walked past the sofa, and all of a sudden made a turn and stood directly in back of Stephen, my husband, and just stood there for a few seconds, maybe 20 seconds. And then, poof, he was just gone. Now, when he passed me, Steve looked at me. We looked at each other. We both saw the shadow man at the same time. That's why people can't accuse me of hallucinating or I was dreaming or anything like that, because my husband saw the same thing. When two people see the same thing at the same time, I think you should believe it. Now, this is a real short story, but it was when he passed me, for some reason, I wasn't really frightened. But it was kind of spooky. When something like that happens to you, it takes maybe a minute or so for your brain to actually absorb what's going on and what you're really seeing. We were all interested in the movie, and here comes this shadow man, and like, what? So I don't know why he was there, and I don't know why he stood in back of my husband like that. He ignored me and went straight to Steve. Well, the only thing I thought, Steve had a cousin that was about that height. He was tall and on the thin side. His name was Ronnie, and he had died of pneumonia a few months before in the hospital, and Steve never got a chance to say goodbye to him. I just thought maybe Ronnie came and visited him or something. Or either they also had a man who had died. The man who lived in the house before us was the father of my husband's best friend, used to live there. And it was just a coincidence that we wound up renting the same house. And the guy who used to live there before, named David, said his dad died there. So I'd never met his dad, and so I don't know who it was or why. But that's the end of the story. But I had never seen a shadow man before, and I sure did see one, and so did Steve. Well, okay, the only reason I tell that story is because some people don't believe in ghosts. Some people don't believe in the spiritual world whatsoever. Some people don't believe in spirits either. Some people don't even believe in Jesus Christ. So I tell these stories to show that there is a spiritual world. And there's a lot of things we don't know. Good night, and God bless. See you again next Friday.